Is this something that you've experienced, that people think, well, what's wrong with you? Why don't you have children? It can be quite insensitive.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, people always ask me because, you know, my biological clock's ticking, I'm approaching 40, and they're like, well, when are you going to have children? And I have to say, I have tried to have children. I just haven't been lucky. Like, I've had, you know, several miscarriages, and it's just, you know, when you ask that question to someone, you've got to think, hang on, there might be a medical reason why they're not having children. It's not because I'm flying around the world and I'm a selfish person and I don't want to have a family. It's just...
Is that how you all are feeling?
Well, sometimes. I think people need to understand that, you know, they kind of just look at you like, well, you know, are you ever going to have kids, or why aren't you having kids?
It's a personal question,
and it's a layered, and I never have the right answer, because it's like I never want to kind of really go into it because it's no one's business.
I bet none of your business. That might be darling.
But there is a difference, isn't there? There's a difference between saying, have you got any children, as opposed to, well, why haven't you got any children? And that's what I've noticed, because I've got a friend of mine who's a very close friend who's been through treatment for cancer, and she can't have kids. And I hate it when I'm with her and people talk to me, they go, how's Betsy? And then they go, oh, have you got any children? And then she'll say no. And for me, the conversation should end there. Not, oh, why? What, didn't you want to have kids? Can't you have kids? You know, I think it's too personal.
And also, not even from the point of not having any children, but sometimes even only having one child. This is something friends of mine have experienced. You know, not even just the second they've had the child, oh, but you can't wait to have another one. But if you have you know, an only child, you're only not lonely if you've got an only.
But I get it a lot, because obviously I've only got Betsy. And I love the fact, you know, for me, whether you've got one child or 10, you're still a mother. It doesn't make any difference. But I get it constantly, because I'm with Eddie. Will you have kids? Will you have kids? Believe me, we try a lot.
Nothing's happening.
But just think of that, Italy. Because I had mine late, at 38. I didn't have mine till 30, and I had some miscarriages before as well. But I actually think about it now, I think people do, you saying about selfish, you do get that feeling these people think I'm being selfish. Well, even if you have chosen not to have children, why is that deemed in a negative way? So we've got so many people in the world. I say thank goodness for the people that actually decide not to have any, and don't pry to anyone, because you don't know. You don't know you don't know how you've come to that decision. I feel for you on that. I think it's really important.
And we asked you at home as well, have you ever been made to feel less of a woman or a second-class citizen for not having children? 56% of you say yes, you have been made to feel that way. Sophie said, I'm constantly made to feel less of a woman. I'm getting rather bored of people saying, you may change your mind. I'm 47. I think I know my mind by now. And this is interesting. You like this one. Mandy says, really bugs me when people say you aren't entitled to an opinion as you don't have children. How would you know? Especially when discussing discipline. Just because I haven't had my own doesn't mean I don't know how to bring up a child with manners. Very interesting.
I think that's what annoys me, when people look at you like you don't have children, so you don't know anything. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you're the best parent in the world because you haven't got any kids. You know, wait till you have them. And I think that's kind of a little bit mean as well, because.
I mean, it's an understandable assumption. I mean, I can remember a friend of mine who doesn't have any children once making a comment about childcare. And there was a little bit of me when you don't quite understand actually how important it is to have good childcare in place, because you physically cannot be everywhere at once. But I let her off for it because I just thought that this is one bit that you're making a judgment on something that you're doing from a feeling rather than a practical, you know, experience. But I didn't fall out with her over it. You know, it was just one of those things. We'll agree to disagree on lots of things.
I like the fact that you're actually you're very defensive with Kelly, aren't you? Because you feel she's had, from stuff you've said on the show, which in the show you have to be brave and put yourself. And you've been. We don't like it. We don't like it when you get picked on for that.
It's the sisterhood.
It's the sisterhood.
It is, though, isn't it?
Don't have a go at her about it, anyone.